Hello there, this is your daily lick of paint. Often been playing some trumpet songs at you and tunes and taking you through them, but today I thought I'd talk about scales, and I might do a series of videos about scales that you will find in your trumpet exam, particularly the Trinity ones, because I know I'm more familiar with Trinity than I'm with Associated Board. But I'm going to talk today about, before we get started on any scales, I'm just going to talk to you about how I approach them. I always say to students that scales are not difficult. They're not hard. They're just unfamiliar. That's all they are. And, you know, the music isn't hard. It's the same melody that goes up and down. It just starts on a different note. And so I'm just going to try and simplify scales for you. A scale basically is every letter name in order. It never repeats a letter name, so you won't get a D and then another D, and it won't skip a letter name. You won't go from D to F without an E. So in your mind, if you can always think of those letter names, the note names going round in order or up in order, then down in order, it becomes much easier, because then if you played a G, you know the next note is going to be an A of some kind. It might be flat, it might be sharp, it might be natural, but you've only got three choices. And, if you're playing flats, then it's going to be a flat or a natural. You discount the sharp. So to that end, what I give students is a little sort of handy hint, a handy cheat sheet, a handy mnemonic, a handy something to help them with the scales. Something I call a donut. I'm going to put it up there. I'm hoping my editing skills are going to make it ping up there. Brilliant. And this donut, as you can see, just has every letter name. C, I always start at C at the top for some reason, but C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And I like the idea of it going round in a circle and not up and then down, because music, a lot of students think that your scale starts here and ends there. But, if you're in the key of C major, you might get notes that go higher, you might get notes that go lower. But if you've only ever seen it written down on the page that goes up and down, then you're stumped. But if you understand that it just goes round and it goes higher and higher and higher. So, for example, a C major scale will start on C, it goes round the donut, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If you want to go higher, you continue going round clockwise. And if you want to go lower, you continue going round anti-clockwise. I think it's just quite a useful thing to have in your head. So I think with these scales videos, I'll just stick that donut up there and say, there's your donut. I'll also put the donut, a downloadable donut in the description. So that's basically scales. They'll always, it will never repeat a note name, and it will never skip a note name. 99% of the time, major scales and minor scales will have in the key signature, no, actually 100% of the time, in the key signature, have either all flats or all sharps in the key signature. With minor scales, you tweak a note here and there, but in the key signature, all flats or all sharps, or in the case of C major, A minor, nothing. So that's another little handy hint as well. If you know they're going to be flats, then you're dealing in flats. Also, if a scale has got a flat in the name, like, for example, A flat major, then you're going to have flats in your key signature. You're not going to have sharps in an A flat major. So there's some things that you can work out and deduce already, even without playing a note. If it's not got a flat in front of the name, for example, A major, B major, D major, E major, they'll have sharps. Simple as that. There's one exception, which is F major, which you'll come across in grade 4, which has got flats but hasn't got a flat in the name. So, quite easy to remember. If it's not got a flat in front of the name, it'll probably have sharps, unless it's F major. If it's got flats in front of the name, it'll have flats. Quite simple and straightforward. There's minor scales, which we'll talk about and deal with the little accidentals here and there. But hopefully that's a nice grounding in scales. We can start talking about chromatics and whole tones as and when we come across them. But for major scales and minor scales, that donut there covers everything. Literally everything. It just goes round there and round back again. Simple as that, All right. Thanks very much. I shall speak to you soon. Bye.